already did a video about cool German words that don't exist in English, but this is what everyone talks about, German or French or Spanish words that don't exist in English. But I rarely see blogs or videos going the other way around. So today, we're doing it. English words that don't exist in German. Hey everyone, I'm Donna and you're watching Wanted Adventure Living Abroad. Now, from my research, I am pretty sure that these concepts cannot be summed up in just one single word in German, but I'm not perfect. So if you know of a German one-word equivalent for one of these words, please do let me know in the comments. I would be really excited to have a word for that. Let's say there's one last cookie on the plate, but you don't want to eat it right away. You could announce to everyone else in the house, I call dibs on the last cookie, and that means it's yours. And actually, you don't even need the whole sentence. You could just point to the cookie and shout, dibs, and congratulations, you've just claimed the cookie. According to the dictionary, creepy is either gruselig or unheimlich in German. And while yes, these terms do work for creepy, as in it's dark and foggy outside and I'm walking all alone and then suddenly I hear the howl of a bunch of wolves, these German words don't really work if I'm talking about a creepy person. Basically, a person is creepy if they make you feel nervous, freaked out, uncomfortable, they're staring at you weird, or they just make you feel overall uneasy, especially if you can't put your finger on why. What makes a person creepy is pretty hard to nail down in English, let alone find a single German word for it. There have been studies done to try to figure out what about a person actually makes others think of them as creepy. I think this is really interesting, so I'll put some links down below to some articles on the topic of creepiness. The standard meaning of backwash does have equivalents in German, but the slang meaning, I don't think it does. If you're drinking, especially from a can or a bottle, there's often a little bit of spit that kind of trickles back into the drink each time you take a sip, and that is called backwash. So if someone offered me a sip of their soda, especially if there was only a little bit left, I might say, no thanks, I don't want your backwash. According to the dictionary, there are a few German words that supposedly mean awkward, like peinlich and unangenehm, but I just don't feel like either of those really get to the heart of the word awkward. I mean, even the word itself, awkward, sounds and looks awkward, whereas the German words just kind of look like normal words. Awkward rolls into one, this special, weird, confusing feeling of being embarrassed and clumsy and like your whole body is on backwards. I feel like trying to put one German word to the English word awkward is like trying to give one single English word to the feeling of Gemütlichkeit. Cooties are basically fake germs. I'm not even sure if this concept exists in Germany, let alone having a word for it. Cooties were a really big deal when I was a kid. Boys, for example, definitely had cooties. If a boy touched you or got close to you, your friends would shriek like, he has cooties! And then you'd run away. Especially if the boy who touched you, you had some kind of a crush on him. Then you definitely had to say he had cooties in order to hide the fact that, you kind of secretly liked him, because nobody could ever know that. Oh, that would be terrible. My friends and I used cooties in this way. Pretty much boys were the only ones that would have cooties, but this word can also be used in a meaner way. In movies, I've seen kids use this term on children who are just different from them, often to make fun of them. They say, oh, that kid has cooties, to be mean to them and try to get other kids to stay away from them. So this word does have a nice playful side, but it can also have a meaner side, just depending on how you say it and to whom. The word attitude is one that I have struggled with since the very beginning of my days in Germany learning German. Okay, so in English, attitude can mean Haltung or Einstellung, so those words work for one meaning of the word. But the word attitude can also just have a negative connotation to it. So you could say, I don't like babysitting for that kid because they have an attitude. And that means that the child is not easy to handle, they're uncooperative, and they just make things difficult. And when I was little, if I talked back to my parents, they would say, don't give me an attitude, meaning don't be rude or disrespect me. Jaywalking is when you walk across the street while the crosswalk sign is still red. And since people in Germany don't ever do that, no need for a word for it, right? So my question for you is, what are your favorite untranslatable words out there? And how would you say these words in your native language? Is there a one-to-one translation, or do they mean a few different words all rolled into one? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe for more videos and hit that like button if you enjoyed watching this video. And also for more photos and behind the scenes stuff, whatever's going on, other short video clips, you can check me out over here on my Twitter and my Facebook page. Until next time, auf Wiedersehen. And I have told you have cooties before. You just don't remember, but I've told you. You probably had no idea what I was talking about. My voice just kept getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Auf Wiedersehen. Oh, that's creepy. Aha! That's a good example of creepy. Auf Wiedersehen. Ever. You know me. Yeah. I already did a video about cool words that don't exist. What is exist?